Good morning, dear students. This is Veena Patil from Department of CSE BLD Engineering College, Vijaypur. So today we are going to discuss another topic in computer organization subject. So today we will be concentrating on CISC and RISC, as I have already told in the previous class. So let's have a look what is CISC and RISC. So since in the last class we have already gone through we have studied bus structures, speed issues, performance, how to increase the performance, basic performance equation. I hope you people remember this basic performance equation wherein I am going to find T, processor time required to execute a program, which is equal to N into S divided by R, where N is the number of actual machine language instruction needed to compute the execution, and S was average number of basic steps needed to execute one machine instruction, and R is nothing but the clock rate. So our main intention was to improve T, that is the time required by the processor to execute a program, and to do that we said N and S should be small and R should be high, so that we can increase the performance of the system. Now we saw using pipelining and superscalar operation how we can reduce S, and using integrated circuit with improved technology we can increase R. Okay, now let's see the trade-off between N and S. Now a key consideration is the use of pipelining, that is S is close to 1 even though the number of basic steps per instruction may be considerably larger. It is much easier to implement efficient pipelining in processor with simple instruction sets. Now what we try to do here is some processor may have large number of instructions, that is N, which are executed in small number of steps S. On the other hand, if individual instructions perform more complex operation, fewer instructions are required. This leads to lower value of N and a larger value of S. According to the instruction set, computer can be generally classified into two categories, that is reduced instruction set computer, which I call as RISC, where it contains a large value of N and small value of S. And we have the other type of computer, that is complex instruction set computer, CISC, which has small value of N but large value of S. So this is the main difference between the CISC and the RISC. So much detail about these two is not needed for you, and it's not in the scope of the syllabus. Let's go to compiler. Now how to reduce N into S. Now a compiler translates a high level language program into a sequence of machine instructions, we all know that, and to reduce N we need a suitable machine instruction set and a compiler that makes good use of it. So as I told you, the goal is to reduce N into S factor of the equation which we had seen just now. Now a compiler may not be designed for a specific processor. However, a high quality compiler is usually designed for and with a specific processor. What does it mean? It means that a compiler I can also design for a specific processor nowadays, but usually it is not made for a specific processor. It is made to work on all type of processor. But since nowadays we are going to use embedded systems, we have a small processor and the compiler for this processor are designed separately. Now coming to performance measurement, we also have one more equation. Okay, we have already seen that T is difficult to compute because I need to know N, S and R values. Each time calculating N, S values becomes difficult. So to measure performance of a system, we are going to make use of benchmark programs. What are these benchmark programs? So let's have a look. What do we mean by benchmark programs? Now benchmark programs are nothing but they are standard programs using which we are going to measure the performance. Say for example, I am going to take some standard programs on, say maybe some on calculation or maybe some what you can say, it may be some game or any such other program. Okay, such standard programs we are going to take and we say them as benchmark programs, and these programs will be executed on the computer under test to check whether the computer is performing better or not. Now how do I compare? With what I do I compare? I compare it with some standard computer. Usually like in our family, we have seen that our parents always compare our performance with somebody who is really performing good. It always happens since childhood, we have seen that. Okay, same way we are also doing the same thing. Here I am trying to compare my computer with some standard computer. How do I compare? I take some set of fixed programs and these programs I try to run on the computer under test as well as on the standard computer, and then I compare the time between the two computers. Okay, and to perform this, System Performance Evaluation Corporation, which I call as SPEC, it selects and it publishes representative application programs for different application domains together with test results for many commercially available computers. It means that we have a corporation called as System Performance Evaluation Corporation, and this corporation, it selects and it publishes some standard programs from different application domains, and these will be executed on the standard computer as well as a computer under test. Now this spec was actually developed in the year 1995 and it was modified in the year 2006, and since it was developed in 1995, we also call it as spec 95 to denote the year, and it was redeveloped in 2006, so we call it as spec 2006. Okay, now the latest is a spec CPU 2017, so we just call it as spec CPU. Okay, and this contains 43 benchmark programs. They are organized into 4 different suits like spec speed 2017 integer, that is to check integer of the integer system of the computer, then spec speed 2017 floating point, and spec rate 2017 integer and spec rate 2017 floating point. To evaluate the performance of a computer, we need to compile and run several programs, each with different degree of complexity, different memory requirements, etc. Programs are selected from various fields like games, real-time applications, database, numerical computations, etc. The program is compiled for the computer under test, and the runtime on a real computer is measured. The same program is compiled and run on the reference computer as well. The spec 95, the reference is for the spec 95 reference computer is it is Sun Spark Station. It is we'll write here Sun SPARC Spark Station 10/40 station 10/40. So this is the reference computer for spec 95, and for spec 2000 reference computer is Ultra Spec Ultra Spark. It is not Sun Spark, it is Ultra Spark it is Ultra Spark 10 workstation, Ultra Spark 10 workstation with 300 megahertz and Ultra Spark 2i processor. Now the spec rating, it is given by the equation. Spec rating is equal to runtime on the reference computer divided by runtime on the computer under test. So as I told you, the runtime is compared with both the computers. Now whatever is the runtime of the reference computer, that is taken, and the runtime of the computer under test is taken, and these two are going to be calculated, and which will give us spec rating. So spec rating is equal to runtime on the reference computer divided by runtime on the computer under test. Now as I told you, it may contain different number of programs. Each program will be run on both the computers. Now n is the number of programs in the suite. So spec rating in general, it will become now, it is equal to I is equal to 1 to n. So it is summation of I is equal to 1 to n spec whole raised to 1 by n. Means I take spec rating for each of the program that I run on reference computer and computer under test. Then I take a summation of all those spec rating using this equation. Then you will get the actual spec rating. Say for example, a spec rating of 20. If I get the result as spec rating as 20, it indicates that the computer under test is 20 times as fast as the reference computer for that particular benchmark. Now, as I told you, the test will be repeated for all programs in the spec suite, and we are going to take the geometric mean of the result. Now, in exam, he may give a table like this, in which he will give for program 1, program 2, program 3, this is the time taken on reference computer, and this is the time taken by the computer under test. Find out the spec rating. So what you need to do, you need to calculate spec rating for each of these values, then take summation or geometric mean, okay, using this equation. So this is one of the important question usually asked in the exam. Now coming to multiprocessor and multi-computer. Multiprocessor is a system with two or more central processing units that is capable of executing a number of different application tasks in parallel, and it can execute subtasks of a single large task in parallel. Now, all processors have access to all of the memory, shared memory multiprocessor, you can say. Now, cost, coming to cost, the processors, memory units, complex interconnection network, these all are going to contribute to the increase of the cost. Now, what is multi-computer? Now, multi-computer is a system with multiple processors that are attached via an interconnected network to perform a computation task. Each computer only have access to its own memory, and exchange of message is via a communication network, that is message passing multi-computers. Now, this is all about the chapter 1. In the next chapter, we are going to study about the instruction and programs. So, till then, I would like to end the video here. So, I request all of you to go through the textbook till I upload the next video on machine instructions and programs. Thank you. Take care.